Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. For new friends that have never been here before, please feel welcome. For returning friends, you guys know the drill. Sit back, relax, get your tea, your coffee, whatever time is appropriate, whatever beverage you would like, or nothing at all. Just sit back and listen. Kind of soak in the energy from the card that we have in front of us, and then we'll go into the book and see what that reading is as well. We have been looking at Scot Howden's beautiful Oracle of Light and Dreams Oracle deck, and today's card is number 43, which is Thistle. And I'll just tell you, I kind of started, this is a new deck for me, as well as for you guys probably, unless somebody else has seen this deck before. Feel free in the comments if you'd like to share your experiences personally, if you've used this deck before. But we've been just kind of being introduced to it with these images. I started actually kind of looking through the deck itself, not necessarily the book and the messages, but just the deck itself. And it does look like all of these characters are female in appearance, but I will just say they're not they're not by any means like feminine energy whatsoever. So for the male folks that are the masculine leaning folks, want to be very clear. Just if you're identifying one way or the other, and the female image isn't something that you necessarily click with, I want you to just kind of feel the energy behind what the image is in the card. For example, our Thistle here, she is not, I don't see any fear in this person at all. I'm just going to call them persons from now on and not assign any specific gender to them, because some of them feel more feminine and some of them feel more masculine. For me, this card feels much more in the masculine side of energy than feminine. I see a warrior. I see someone who has no fear, who makes no apologies and no excuses. This is somebody who has accepted who they are completely and is ready to introduce the world to that person. One of the things I've noticed in this card in particular, how she's got a braid across her forehead that a lot of times crown idea, definitely tying in the third eye chakra. And the thistle that she's holding, the name of the card, the namesake itself, this is a very powerful image. I see the heart chakra with the green, especially where she's holding it, literally right at where the heart chakra is. With the crown chakra, with the purple violet color of the thistle flower itself. Also do keep in mind, thistles, like dandelions, when they fully come to seed, turn white and have this beautiful white down that blows off just like the dandelions do. And that's the way that they seed themselves. So you bringing in that cosmic pure white energy at all as well, and releasing that into the collective. So there's a whole lot of power that I'm seeing in this card specifically. I wanted to just check out what the healing properties are of thistles themselves, because I've heard various bits and pieces from people as I've been on nature hikes or whatever, but I wanted to actually see and kind of get a looked at a couple of different online sites. I really liked this one from doubleproficiency.com. Doubleproficiency.com. They are talking about both traditional medicinal as well as magical medicinal. So I love how we're bringing in the 3D and then expanding it out into the 4D, 5D, and into those elevated states of consciousness. So the actual physical properties, the ones that we use traditionally, are with the milk thistle, um, Silybum marianum. And that's the main one that's used for to treat liver disease and lower cholesterol levels, improve inflammatory skin conditions, so it can be used topically, prevent bone loss, and strengthen the immune system. It is usually served in a tea with honey to sweeten the naturally bitter flavor. So a lot of herbs I've noticed are kind of bitter, willow bark and those kinds of things. But the ones that are that kind of property seem to have a very strong, in particular, anti-inflammatory, as well as like the willow bark. So, but magical properties for the milk thistle. I love learning about this kind of stuff in particular. They are full of protection, purification, hex breaking, and healing. When they're grown in the garden, thistles repel thieves. Kept by the door, they ward off evil. Carry the flower heads in a pocket as a protective amulet and portable ammunition against evil spirits. Throw one into the fire to instantly exorcise and purify the aura, or to deflect lightning. There's all sorts of stuff in here. I love it. Thistle represents endurance, courage, and the will to survive. It adds energy and vitality while building healthy personal boundaries. That is exactly what I was getting with this card. That is exactly what I was getting with this card. So I wanted to share that with you guys because she is holding this thistle, this flower, where she is, front and center. I felt that that was a very important part of the card's energy that I wanted to get there for you guys. What I really get from her is she is who she is without any apology or excuses. And that's all we are supposed to do. You be you, and that's all you have to do. Really. So amazing little bit on that. I will go into the book and let's take a look and find out what the extended reading is for our card number 43, Thistle, which of course 4 plus 3 breaks down to a 9, reduces down to a 9, which is the 7. And that obviously is one of the perfected numbers, the number 7. So it's a very powerful number. So let's go ahead and read the book and find out what it says here. So stand up for what you believe in. Right. Well, I don't know if we even have to go through the reading after that, but no, I'm going to. So the keywords for this card: conviction, strength, value, and integrity. Okay. This wild-haired warrior is a fine example of someone who stands up for what they believe in. Defiant and determined, she is dressed in the tartan colors of her clan and is ready to defend her people and their rights. She holds a thistle in her hand, the adopted symbol of her beloved Highland home. It represents bravery, devotion, valor, and strength, all characteristics of her fiery determination. I was getting that a lot too, fire, with this card. We are often faced with situations that cause us to consider compromising our values and beliefs. For instance, abandoning a moral principle and bowing to peer pressure because we are afraid we won't fit into a group, or cutting corners in order to save time, money, and effort. It may often feel like the easier option is to go against our convictions, but the more we compromise our values, the more of a negative impact it can have on our well-being. When we stand up for what we believe in or speak truth to power, it not only allows us to overcome obstacles and be true to ourselves, but it also builds greater self-confidence, respect, and integrity. bam, our quote for today. And one day she discovered that she was fierce and strong and full of fire, and that not even she could hold herself back because her passion burned brighter than her fears. Oh, wow. That's from Mark Anthony, The Beautiful Truth. I'm going to read that again for you guys. And one day she realized and discovered that she was fierce and strong and full of fire, and that not even she could hold herself back because her passion burned brighter than her fears. Now, recently in our readings, we've been getting a lot of messages about speaking our truth, coming from that place of love, that how once we have accepted ourselves as we are, with our scars and our flaws, so far got 3 parts in that workshop series that I just have been putting up for you guys the past few weeks on how to be your most authentic self, finding your passion and your purpose. I'm not going to link it in the video here, but I do recommend you guys checking that out if you have not already done so. This card is speaking right to that, about how once you accept who you are with your history, with everything that has happened in the past, use what has built you into a stronger, truer version of who you really are, where you have your purpose, your passion, your mission is so clear in your mind that nothing is going to stop you. And I just want to tell you, this is not about like becoming into a, going into a combative mode and beating people up with your opinions or beliefs. That is not it at all. But you and I both know, typical thing in a work environment, in the line at a cashier to check out at a store, with a group of friends at lunch or a dinner or whatever, somebody says something and other people are agreeing with them, and you're just like, I don't think I believe that the way that see you guys believing it. And you can kind of get real hesitant about not conforming with everybody else. It is so easy for us to do. And I really feel like this card is inviting us and encouraging us and supporting us as well. This is messages that are coming in. I ask divine God, source, the universe, to bring whatever messages are going to be most helpful for whoever finds this video, however and whenever they find it. So I don't know who this is for, but in your fear, you lose who you are. Love and fear are 2 opposing sides of the emotional spectrum, as in terms of how we feel inside, what we are feeling emotionally, not necessarily our thoughts, but how we are feeling. And it's very easy to feel not necessarily attacked, but not safe to speak our truth. And this card, this image, Thistle is telling us it's okay to be true to yourself. Just speak from that place of love, gently, in respect, with your integrity, and say, this is a boundary I am not going to allow to have anybody cross. Does not matter. No reason, does not make any difference. No apologies, no excuses. This is what I believe. Nobody else has to believe it. Nobody else is required to believe it, but they are required to allow you to believe it. Do you see the difference? And you allow them to have their beliefs. So you can do a couple of different things. You can not speak up at all. And sometimes in your silence, that disapproval, that disconnect, that becomes very easily communicated, and people will sit there and go, why aren't you talking? Why aren't you contributing? what's going on in your head. And that's Spirit's invitation to you to share your heart with these people. Maybe they need to see this unique viewpoint that only you can see. And if you don't share it, you rob them as well as yourself of that opportunity. So being bold and not having fear comes from that place where you just know what you know. As we heard in a previous reading, a recent reading, when you know that you know what you know. This is just another way of saying that same thing. From the heart, connected to the crown, those two chakras, bring that in and then release your truth. Whatever it is, your friends, your co-workers, your family, whoever it is that you are with who isn't getting it will get it, but they will only understand you if you speak from love. If you're not coming from love, don't say anything. That's where you can just be silent. And if somebody asks you, you can simply say, I don't know, that's such a challenging subject for me. I'm not sure how to respond. I'm just gonna think about it. Carry on. Let's move on with the conversation. You guys don't need to hear my thoughts right now. That may very well be the case. You'll know. Your heart will know. And your crown, what you believe in your mind, is going to coordinate with what you feel in your heart. When you know that place, then you'll be able to speak. You don't have to come up with some excuse or some apology. I'm so sorry. We need to stop apologizing for who we are. That's the message I get for today. No apologies. No excuses. Come from that place of love. There is no need to apologize from love. That's it. That's all I've got. You guys have the most amazing, fantastic day. I love you. And ciao for now.